Hey guys, my name is Cidiac and welcome back to another episode of the Foolsopolis here in City Skylines, where today I want to do a bunch of things and create a bunch of expansions which are going to set us up in the long run. But last episode we finally got in one of many universities that we will eventually be building. We've really kind of, I won't say satisfied a lot of the educational needs, but we've kind of given a big helping hand to it, which is going to make those smarty pants right now, which is going to go on to give us growth spurts in other industries and demands. Now, as always, guys, if you are enjoying this, then please make sure you do smash that like button down below. And if you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. So, today, many things I want to get done. We currently have a nice little industrial demand right now. And if I kind of take a look at the zoning anyway, our industrials over here, there's a little bit over here and a little bit over here as well. We've kind of nicely put it around the outskirts of the center, which is providing the jobs, providing the goods needed for the commercial, but we kind of need to build another one. Now, I don't really want to add on to any of the areas I've got at the minute because that's going to cause more traffic issues and it's going to be a big pain in the booty. So what I thought is I'm going to build another one. Now, to be able to build another one, which I'm going to basically build around here, because we don't really have any industrial over on this side. And to get the goods from any of the areas, you notice it here more, that this industrial area is having like a big impact with traffic. Problems is with this kind of side of the city, there's not really good connections to get the goods over. It doesn't have any train lines nearby. Yeah, it does have the highways, but they're so long-winded to get to from the areas that we currently have. So what I want to do is I finally want to get the highway connected across this way, which will come to here as a big T junction. That will eventually lead out. That then ring's going to come all the way around, and we're going to have it going to pretty much go over across here, and then have a couple of connections and get this connection sorted as well. So we've pretty much got a fair few connections to the highway. Also, multiple highways going in different directions. That would be good for bringing the cargo in and out. Also trying to bring a train line over here and build that industrial area. So it's quite a big project and task I want to take underway right now, but it's going to allow us to kind of have future growth in the long run, which is what I'm excited about, to be honest with you. So first things first then, we're going to plan where we want these little crossroads. So we'll do the first crossroad over here. I'll do the first crossroad. When I say crossroad, I big mean interchange. And I want to copy it from this one we've got there. Because, you know, it works really well. We kind of implement it over there. It works perfect, so there's no point in me kind of changing anything up right now. So what I'm going to do then is we'll bring this so far out. And we're using this highway. So that is currently at the same... Well, that's a two-lane highway as well, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll bring that so far out. But also this road here is going to create to like a junction as well. So I've got to have that in mind when we do it. So I think what we'll do, we'll kind of pick where that's going to stick out. And then the rest of it will come together slowly. So if I bring that down by 40, do you reckon that is going to be enough? Okay, I'll do another 10. And that's where it's all going to take place. So, we have been doing the road in terms of a distance of a 10 spaced gap. So with that knowledge, if I bring this up by 10, because we know that is going to be a borderline or a straight up 10 gap anyway. If I go that way by a 10, if I then go this way by a 10, that way by a 10. And is the highway this close normally? Yeah, it actually is. How does it look with the... So this is going to be a bit funky trying to get all these connected because we connected into 3-lane roads. It might be able to work on this because this comes down as a 2, splits into a 2 on the trumpet. Yeah, we just have to do a little bit of playing around. So we've got that set up there. So if I bring this kind of so far down, bring that back up, and then we've kind of got how we want it to get all set up. I don't know whether to kind of actually turn that into a 3-lane highway that kind of goes around the Recon. Because it's going to be no trumpets, it's all going to be 4-way connections. So I feel like that would be so much better being a 3-lane highway. I really do think that. So if I upgrade all of this, which is then going to change how I connect this side of it. So I could do it like really close like that. But like I said, that's way too close. I should have used the parallel road mod, but hey ho, we're here now. We're here. Oh, it looks like I haven't done all of it right now. There's that little bit just there. There we go. So we'll create our first little crissy-crossy connection, which is going to work out wonders for us. And then we'll figure it over there. So what I need to do then is I need to actually clone everything that I've got. And it's probably... Is it easier to clone this one or this one? It's probably easier to clone this one, which will allow me to kind of get it all set up. So if I take it from there, take the big nodes just there. Oh no, I undid it all. Seniac, you fool. You do be so foolish right now. Right, to there. And then if I just grab everything additional that I need. There we go. And I'm going to make things a little easy for me in the future as well. So what else I'm going to do as well, make sure I've got all that connected. Got all that. I think I've got everything. If I duplicate it, and let's say, for example, I just place it over here, I've then got it able to clone for the future. Because what I need to do really is kind of save it as a template. That's what I need to do in the future. So if I place that there and get this hopefully in the right alignment. That's what I'm hoping for right now. So I can see that. I can see that there. So it might not kind of connect perfectly. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens right now. So, okay. From there to there. Space already occupied. We'll bring it straight down. Is it kind of high up? It is kind of high up. Oh no, because it does change elevations anyway. We got to sort all that out ourselves. So it's not worse. It's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, it's a bit funky. It's a little bit off-centered, but who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying right now. And then bring this all the way out. So should I keep it all elevated? So I could bring that to there. Bring this all the way down. Like that. Which will kind of then lead us out into this area. So I can't use the modded version, which is so annoying. I've got to use this version to kind of lead us out with that connection. Because the vehicles don't like it for some reason. So that kind of connects out to there. And we've finally got that connection leading out of the area. And then I pretty much want to create another one of these over on this side. So I'll pause the game for now because we are going to cause some mass destructions. And I think I'm going to take it from there. So if I delete back a bit, giving us plenty of space right now. And then because we kind of copied it over here, I'm literally just going to clone it. So that will kind of save me tons of hassle in the long run. Now this side here is the lower side. So we'll kind of use this as being that connection. And I want to say, oh, do you know what? I can almost utilize the vehicles. Like, okay. I want to say that is where I want it. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But if I get you connected, so it's not perfectly straight. But like I said, it works. No need to stress about it. It works. So another one there then, and I pretty much want to get that coming around down and connecting down to this section here. Now it is going to be a 3-lane highway like I mentioned anyway. So we're going to bring this, which is currently 17 in length, in height, sorry. So if I bring it down to a 10, and I'm just literally going to push this straight. So if I bring it straight to here and go over to there, if I bring this all the way down, I'm hoping this is the correct alignment for it, which give or take it is. There we go. So that's pretty much straight then. Nice. And then we'll create our little bends and barriers. So from here we'll bring it out. So it is 17. We'll bring it back down to 10. And from here, straight up. Wonderful. So it's quite a big little kind of radius right now we got to kind of fill up. So we'll use our little connections. So we know that... Oh, there's all the vehicles passing through, by the way, which is good to see. So from there to there, does that connect up correctly? almost. Want it just there. And we're going to go the maximum radius that I can pretty much implement. And once we hit the maximum, we enter. And then do the same in the opposite direction. So you to there, to there. We did the exact same here. So we know then it's all pretty much going to be equal spacing going all the way around. So bring that down there. Boom. Nice. So they can now 3D connect around to there, and that's wonderful. That does exactly what I need it to do. There's room for more connections here, there, and everywhere that we can get people connected to the highway and whatnot. So let's continue these expansions then. I've got to do all this infrastructure anyway before I can actually progress and get the rest done like I want to get done. So if I brought this all the way down, if I created said junction here to this, it's a little bit too close at the minute to that, which will cause a little bit of issues. So in reality, I would want it, let's say I bought it from here. So with the on and off ramps, it gives me plenty of space there for them to switch the lane to the lane that they need to be in to kind of approach that big interchange. So what we'll do now then is create our own little bend. So there to there. So go big on the radius as well. That just becomes a nice little party piece to this area. Just kind of change it up slightly so we can pass vehicles through. So if I build the industrial area around here, we're going to have 2 highway connections of multiple directions, which is going to be handy, as well as bringing the train line in as well. And that's going to obviously go around and connect into that. So there'll be another highway connection there, another one just there. It's all going to fall together in your boys' big plan. But we also need to get a connection here too. So we'll extend this a little bit further. We'll take it just over. And bam, perfect spacing. So we know that this here is the perfect 10. So if I go, so that is, I can't even see, 14. So 24 should be the 10, which it is. Oh, hold on. Hold on. That's the 10 there. So if I then quickly create a little highway connection here. So I'm going to come up by a 5, by a 5. And that's the 10, right? Yeah. 5 by a 5. Should have elevated them, but that's okay. Just so I've got my straight markers right now for the on and off ramps. There we go. And again, I always forget the angles I've got to take them in. But I want to say it's 25. Is it 25? Wait, I feel like this one's even further away. So that is a 10. Oh, wait, I got it by 10. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that I actually got it by 10. So another 5. And then 25. Ah, okay. You know what? Yeah, it does make sense because that bend looks a whole lot better. So 5 and then 25. So 5, which makes that a 10 plus 25, which the whole thing's a 35. So obviously we flip this one round. That one's going up. Flip this one round. That one's going up. So in this section here, it does drop down to a 2-lane road because of the lane math. And that road will continue to go up anyway, but for now we'll just kind of keep it like that. We'll quickly right now then sort out the alignment of all of this. So we go from there to there, slope it all beautifully. There to there, there to there. Get those angles in, boys. And then finally, do the quick lay math. I'll just do it here for now. There we go. That will sort us all out. And that junction is pretty much connected. Now, there is going to be traffic lights down here, but let them do what they've got to do. There's no skin off our nose. But it just kind of gives these guys a little bit closer a highway connection. Whether they choose or not to drive down here, it's still entirely up to them. But if they're going this way round, obviously the highway's right there. If they're going eventually this way, which that will obviously connect to this highway, you know, that connection is there. We're giving them multiple options, basically. So we've got to do the same over here then to get this all up and running. So we're using, I don't know why we're using a different type of road over here, but who am I to question and judge? So I've got to go to then, so that is a 14, so a 24, right? And then do the same again. So, okay, we'll elevate this up. So a 10 by 10. That connection there is a 10 by 10. And then we elevate, well, it's all elevated anyway, but we bring all that in. Get all this sorted then by a 25. By a 25. 25. 25. Wonderful. So we just flip it round to the right connection side. So already vehicles are using this highway. So it's not, you know, helpful for a lot of vehicles just yet. But it is helpful for some. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That is pretty cool. So we just got to upgrade then these roads here. Good stuff. We've got to sort out the alignments real quick. So from there to there, there to there, there to there, there to there. Good stuff. Oh, and then finally the lane map real quick as well. So getting straight in. So once I've done this then, we'll slowly start building some industrial. And then while we're waiting for the industrial to grow, we'll then do the remainder of this side after this kind of intersection here, which comes around and connects down to there. But also we want to get this connected as well and lead and push it all the way through. Oh, and also bring trains into it as well. So it's all coming together then. It is all coming together. A few vehicles using this. So every vehicle that uses this is one less one potentially driving down here. This is a little bit overloaded at the minute. But once I get the train lines all up and running as well, then we might see a difference with vehicles because they're able to kind of transfer goods a bit closer to this side of the city, basically. So, right, okay. So I feel like we need to stick a roundabout in here at some point. And where would be the good focal point for the roundabout? Because it's going to come off one of these style of roads anyway. Making sure it's not elevated. And I think we will pick... Now we have this little section here, which obviously will stick out. And we have... Oh, we have this section here that will obviously come out as well. But because the highway does start to bend, I reckon that will kind of do it. Like how that does a little wiggle down here at some point. So if I chose that there to be the point where it does it, right? So if I bring that so far, then we'll have another crisscross here, but this connection will have a roundabout because it's in between these two. So if I bring you out by 40 and then get the connections in place. So maximum on the bends. That'll work out just well for us. So there is room to drop roundabouts in there if needs be. Like for example here, or there, or there. It's very easy to implement that kind of stuff. But as we're not working over there at the minute, we'll just kind of leave it as it is. So if I go from there and then that's a 40. What is it from there to there? It's 100. Okay, so if I split the difference as a 50, or should I go by an 80? I feel like we go by an 80, which will kind of lead us to... Is that an 80 there? It's a 70. A 70 would work. I think a 70 would work. Yeah, so if I bring that up and then just have this directly connect into it. So it's very gridded formats right now, but let me kind of work something out. So that is going to be a 100. And then with the roundabout mod, we want it to be a 3-lane highway. We'll go for an 80 because that is the size I've been doing recently, right? Yeah. So if I integrated an 80 there And do I do another one here? Double roundabouts, or do you reckon it's not needed just yet? Because I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't think I'll do it just yet because I'm not building around here at this moment in time. So I think we'll kind of hold fire slightly on that. So that's a 10 away. That's a 10 away. I don't know how I'm going to connect it just yet. But there we go. We got some glorious stuff underway right now. We've got some glorious planning that we need to get done. Yes. I don't know why, but I feel slightly evil. Right, okay, so one of them is being that we need to bring the train line in. So if we take a look at first then getting this highway connected. Roundabout connected. So we've been doing these by a little 5-point, haven't we? Yeah. So if I delete you, like that. So these are 10 away, but they're connecting by a 5. By a 5. So that is 16 away, so we actually connecting by 11, which gives us a 5 there. That is a 9, so we do a 4, and that becomes a 5. And then we get these 2-way little roads, which are connected via a 6. That's how we've been doing everywhere else. Hang on, what have we got connected? Yeah, we're okay there. Just double checking and making sure. Seven, 6, 6, and then of course we just get these flipped round. So 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. Simple and easy enough. Right, just double check there's no traffic lights, because sometimes it likes to sneak a traffic light in there when we're not even paying attention. Set up the roundabout. Make sure that the vehicles can flow. Because again, on this junction, they do like to stop at times. And then, of course, making sure that nobody can awkwardly come in and out. Because that happens a lot too. And that really annoys me. But there we go. We got the roundabout sorted anyway. So that'll kind of be somewhat of a really, really big help for us. Of leading traffic in and out of this region. So... sweet, mate. Sweet. Okay, how much of this have we already built sticking out? 25. So if I do another 5, then I'm doing it. That's 30. Then 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So to there is 100 in length, which is perfect. We now need to design the rest of all of this. So I do want to create this little staggered kind of section that we've done before. So right on the junction, it comes down by 11. No, yeah, 11. And that's a 6. So if I come down, that's a 10, 11 via a 6, and then do a 10 by 10. That should be, so that there is a 11, 11. We've got it, and that L, where's my roundabout, is where, is this here, so that should be an 11, is where I do my tunnel underneath. Okay, so that becomes an 11. Right, so that should be quite easy to replicate, or so he says. I don't think it's actually going to be that easy to replicate. So, no, okay, I think the easiest way to do it is, so we already know that that is, well, it's quite difficult to work out what that is, but if I went up by 14 cut in, down by 40, 10 by 10, so that whole distance down here is going to be quite difficult to try and implement something in. So I could cut in by a 25, so an 11, 25, so 10 by 10. I go by 40, ten by 10. And if I do a 10 there and a 10 there, because that's going off in a bend, which we'll kind of have to you know, slightly catch ourselves up with it. So, yeah, it's this though. Do I add that in? I think so, but not allow them to crisscross. It's straight in, straight out, that way and straight over. I think that would be like the dominant way to kind of do it. But if we just implement these tunnels, and then we can bring the train in, and once we've got the train coming in, we can then work out how we want the rest of it to then go. I don't quite know if I did the same spacing and all of that, but 'tis what it is at this moment in time. Alright, so it looks like I'm going down by 10 by 8, if it's even possible to do it all the way around. There we go. So just about over to there. Straight down and under. And then the last one. Ten. And connect. So, tunnels are now in place. So like easy switching of the lanes to get to where they want to get to. Should work. It should work out fairly well. So I'm thinking then. I'm thinking of placing the cargo run area here. Or would it be better on this side? Because they can drive, because it's going to be connected over on that side anyway. Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it. So if I get out of underground mode, there we go. And this is currently connected to our trams, so 10 by 10 up. So if I brought this directly through, how completely off is our grid? It's probably off by quite a bit. Now, what's the best way? Because that's going to be obviously going across here by a 40 and in. That will go up by 25 and connect. That will go up by another 10 and in. And I think what we'll do here is do our little 15 drags. Right, if I delete this one. And that kind of then splits up how we were just having those runs. Meaning that this would come in. Oh! Okay, doing it like that, it cuts in perfect. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Honestly, I don't. I have no clue. Right, to try and control and limit the traffic flow, I'm just creating a couple of different scenarios here. With the old crisscrossing right now. So if that went to there, is that 30? Right, let me just do this quickly. Run that down there. Is it too many connections is the question. I mean that here ran down by a 40. That's already a 10. So if I do another 30, obviously the connection wouldn't go there. As we kind of... Oh, but then it has to, doesn't it? Because we're at 25s this whole way down, which is so annoying. So it kind of has to go like that the whole distance. Now this is very gridded, isn't it? But it is an industrial area, so you can forgive me for this. And have a connection there. It does go underneath the highway, which is very, very important. We'll lead this down to there to connect. Which that will lead straight up. This will obviously go underneath that. We'll go underneath as well. And just doing some through roads right now. And these open wide spaces was where I can drop down like warehouses of all that good stuff. There we go. Continued the fashion. Right. Do you reckon this will work? I'm hoping so. So if I do a 10 by 10 bend there. Something a bit different for that area. And that kind of gives us a way to kind of close that section. But anyway, the whole time I'm doing this, I should really be also focusing on implementing our import-export area, right? That's what I should be doing. So I need to have a way in which we can bring the train line in. So I think it might be a case of push it. I mean, not to push it back too much, but I also want to incorporate it where, you know, vehicles can come in and out a whole lot easier. So if I sorted out this to go lengthways rather than going horizontal that way, create these little connections and slip roads through, and then we can focus then on which way the traffics are flowing and where they're all moving to in what direction. They've got the crosses going directly over. They've got the underpasses as well, and they can hit up the roundabout, which makes things a whole lot easier. Vehicles are already driving around here, which is... Oh, yeah, they would be, because I don't really have a connection leading into here. Now, that's a 25. A 25 off here is a little bit past that, but if I implemented that there as being the connection, that will work. Somehow, it will work. Glorious. Right, okay. Trains. I gotta get you in, Sediak. Please, stop ignoring this situation right now. So the question is then, if I pull it over on this side, the train lines can lead through. They could even connect over on that side, so we ultimately create like a full-on looped round, which would be interesting. But again, like I said, I've got to make sure that I also do it in a way that I don't cause too many issues with the train lines. So I'm thinking then, if I then pull this out by 30, go down by 10, here go down by 10, and then the cargo train lines, if I implement it right on the junction, I'll do it on the junction for now. We will 100% have a bypass as well, because that is what will be the main route for the trains. This station just links onto it. There we go. And what I could do, and I don't know whether this will be a good idea or not, is I could do this two-way road. Make it go down by 10 by 8 there. Right, do the same here. And then have that completely underpass. So we could literally underpass, get over to this side without having to interact with this stretch of road. I don't know how populated that stretch of road is going to be, but it will lead us over into there. But then saying that, it then becomes a dead end there, but then they can disperse. It mainly just serves this area, just gives like a more dedicated route over. We've got other routes in other areas too, but I find that quite interesting. I feel like that would be quite a unique little kind of pinpoint to this area. So eventually I've got to make this train line here elevate up. So if I do it, bring it at least out. Do you know what? I should actually elevate it early. So if I do 12 by 10 there. And do the same here. 12 by 10. And I'm going to bring this out by 30. So already from that point there, the station, we're at a 12. Another 10 becomes... Well, if I do a 5, it becomes 17. Then 5 becomes 22. And that is then the full length of a train. Right? Continue this underpass right now. So we actually got a 22 distance before the train connected in, which for me would be here. So if I just go to there now, and then if I go up by another 10, I know that node is our connection node, which will go there. Then off we run with that. So I've got the alignments kind of all sorted, which is going to be good for us. We'll just kind of align those a bit better. And I'm literally going to bring this down in a straight line. No ifs, no buts about it. Straight line in it, which will bring us to here. And then we just kind of create a trumpet. Because the right-hand side of the tracks there right now is the cargo line, which is perfect for us. So if I go over here, bring it up by 10. If I do a 10 by 10, a 10 by 10, how does it play out then with a... Oh, no. Okay, so stick it out by a bit more is the question. All right, stick it out by another 10. So 10 by 10. I'll do another 10 just for the funsies. 10 by 10. And then we're going for a... at least a 21. They'll come down by a 5. Let's come down by a 5 because it is a little bit out the way at the minute. So we'll go 22. 22 will be fine. 20. That's a 21, isn't it? (22). Train line's there for it to connect, which is completely fine. Same over there. So it all connects wonderfully. If we then just align it nicer, and we'll take it round to here, and then you to there. So that kind of, the gradient comes down, the elevation change happens a lot smoother. Stays elevated all the way up. So all this junction, all this area will have like the train line eventually changing. So if I bring that to there, align that. You to align you. So that's a gradual incline up as well. So it'd be cool when all the industrial and all the kind of zoning goes underneath this section. So I think it would be kind of cool to eventually bring this around and have it connect at least to one of the lines over there. Like we have one line come down and then straight out, and then that one will create a little, you know, Y connector like that. These ones look a lot different. How did I do this one, for example? What was my design behind it? So we did a 10, and then we went for a... we went for 20 by 20s. Right. I feel like I want to do that instead. Because I prefer what I did over there to what I've just done now. So going up. 20 by 20. 20 by 20. Is that how I did it? That's a 10. 20 by 20. So what's that away from it then? That's a 15 away. We're here. We're only 11. Oh, I just realised. Because yeah, I do it by a 10. But the 10 starts early on. So if I came out by another 4, then that will be... Because even though it is a 10, that's a 14. I think it in secret, right, it's actually a 15. So 20 by 20. 20 by 20. See, I'm liking this a lot better already. 21. 21. So there's no train line here currently connecting. So we'll have to kind of rig that slightly to get the lines on the train, which are there. There and there. Okay, that will fine. So, again, it's not as perfect as the last one, but I prefer this than the other way we just did it recently. So there to there, and then bring it directly to there. Angle all that. There to there. Angle all that. So I prefer that. I prefer that method. Just like looks a little bit better. So with all that in then, I think we're pretty much ready then to start zoning it all. So we're going to start with the offices, because I can place these on the areas where we can really, really heavily reduce the traffic. So I'm definitely on these roads here where we're potentially passing vehicles through. On these little corners, which is very important. So do it there and there. Get these in too. So pretty much around the majority of the big areas. Or the heavily trafficked areas, so that's the best way to pull it. Straight up. There we go. We'll fill all this in here. So, as much as I want to go crazy, I won't go too crazy. Because I don't really... Like, yeah, I have the demands. I don't have the demands to kind of fill this whole section up right now. Because this is a big section that I'm kind of building. But we'll continue these expansions anyway. So that leads down to here. So do we go across this way instead? Kind of split things up. Maybe bring this one directly through. But keep it like that. That is obviously going to bend round. We'll sort that out at some point in the future. No, 50 connects like that. Bring you straight up. Straight up there. Oh, that's the 25 mark as well. Yeah, I forgot. We got to keep to that 25 mark, which is now destined us to this kind of design from the get-go. But I can get rid of it at this point here. Which is handy. That's a 39-ish in. So 39 in, take away 11 becomes a 28. And I can run along with it. So we do need to kind of create the connection in, which... Do we just suck it up and go with this one? I think so. Bam. And then, so that is a 28. So we're going to lose at least one of the lines. So let's lose it here, because I can create something with it. Run that down like that. And like I said, we've got more zoning on the go. With all this now in, we've got to think about public transport leading over here. We've got to sort the services out. So we'll do the fire department side of it first. So implement you. So I'll implement you here. Good connections to the underpasses to get to the various sides, but only one turn away to get pretty much to the roundabout. So that aids us in going in multiple directions pretty quick. We'll implement the larger police station as well. And for this area, we'll do the large hospital too. We're probably going to get some peeps requesting medical assistance in such a heavily industrialized area. We're going to have issues over here. We just know that from the get-go. But that will take a time before we start seeing any improvements on this area and how it kind of changes up the city in itself. But that's a huge industrialized section right now. And I mean, we couldn't get any bigger than what we're currently doing right now. Which then we got to start thinking about the public transport side of it. Now, while we do have this line coming into there, I'm starting to think... I mean, that line comes down to here, which could come into here and serve this area. But that is a loop I'm probably going to want to keep. But it wouldn't be too... I mean, the interchange... Oh, hang on. That goes up to there, turns there. This could kind of come down here and be a small miniature loop in the side. So, if I did... what I did last episode and just utilized more of a sense of the Metro bus hub with the crisscrossing within it, this will allow me to incorporate the public transport in this area a whole lot easier. And if I did it like this, alright, if I did it like Alright, where am I going to take this, to be honest with you? Because if that's going to be like a little loop that kind of goes around here, that's great. But like, I could just put a normal stop down and not have to deal with what I'm about to do. I wouldn't need a crisscross. Unless... No, I wouldn't need a crisscross, so I could actually go for something a little bit more normal, couldn't I? So that's probably pushing the boat out a little bit. So's that. That's probably the one I want to go with. Now, if I implemented it here, or if I implemented it there, I could have another stop over here, couldn't I? But then would I eventually have something over on this side? Yeah. Right, if I have a stop there, and let's say I utilize this just here for the buses, so that could come down and connect into there, and then into there. That could go this direction, but then we've got that other line here that could come down, or that could kind of continue in that direction. We have this go somewhere else just in general. It gives us that ability to kind of mess around with that and those options. But then again, no, it's just not going to work. Why try it? Why try it? Why am I making this so difficult for myself? So I'll implement this just here. And I think I might change this to being over here, maybe? Yeah, I'll put that there instead of this side. So get my offices back down. So, metro! The metro is such a good mode of transport right now for this whole region. So get you to here. And then where would that take place? At 12. That's actually not too bad. Like that. So we'll get it connected to this, which I can see at some point there might be like another connection here. How this all crisscrosses into other areas, I don't know, but that's for a future headache. 18. So 18 by 18 turns like that. Straight in. So I could just literally add it as an end route to here at the minute, until I figure out where I want the other side of it to come down. It might continue to go across here, cause a crisscross there, come down, filter in, and then end dip in that section. It might do that, because I can utilize this train line here to having a stop for these guys, to cover this side of the area. So I kind of leave it as it is now. So that stop it makes is a dead end just here. If I drag that for its dead end to be then over here, and then through this, we do a stop there and a there. And then back at the university, we do a stop there and a there for this. So works out well. Everyone's all intertwined and connected. And it pushes us all a little bit further. Right, great stuff. So something that we haven't really implemented much of, which is the warehouses. I feel like we need to get a fair few of these in for all the commercial goods. So what's our best bet? There's a large one fit there. It does. And obviously all I want to do is store commercial goods. So we'll see like huge demands right now of traffic going to these areas. But it is stuff that we do need to squeeze in. So a nice large one over there. I could do another large one just over here. Does that kind of not touch the highway? That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I get a fair few of these in right now, these commercial goods warehouses, which will kind of see us through. So a couple over there. I'm going to move all this. I'll probably mess around with this next episode. But 100% we are changing up our water filtration systems. Traffic is quite bad over in this section, isn't it? Right, if I get a couple of warehouses over here then. So if I implemented one there. One there. Ooh, I can do like a little... That's actually pretty cool. And then plant some trees in the middle. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. So, commercial goods. Storing it all. Even though there's not really any train lines nearby, but that's fine. It's connected to a good highway system. Just get some vehicles away from it. Away from the industrial area. So we're not causing too much traffic within that zone. Now, over here, it might be a good idea to squeeze some in there, or do I push it over on this side? Over there's a good point for maybe some of the smaller ones. There's some of the smaller ones on the very edge of the area. Commercial zoning. There we go. And I feel like we gotta get some around here just because we got the garbage in the center. So I can squeeze in one there and one there. Because these will eventually be filled with all the industrial around them. So they'll fit in the area and look kind of normal eventually. But tons of factory warehouses right now. Which will work out very, very good for us. And then a couple over here. And I think we'll be okay for the rest of them. Well, for now at least. For now at least. If I bring this road a bit further up. Is there any way I can squeeze something just in here? So I'll give a... Put that right on the edge. So it's slightly under the highway. I like, you know, putting stuff under highways. Because it makes it feel like the whole area is more intertwined and connected than it actually is. There we go. So that should do us for now, right? So look at this. I told you, it will cause monumental traffic as everybody goes to fill up the warehouses. But we need to store the goods somewhere. We need to store the goods somewhere right now. So these areas will slowly become more and more filled up. So I can see this being an issue at some point. So we got to sort out these little on and off ramps. So before we do, get rid of traffic lights in the areas I don't quickly want them. And then we will bulk up these on and off ramps with the 2-lane roads. And then we'll quickly sort out then. Okay, I can't do it the way I want it to, so we'll do it manually. So we'll quickly sort out then how we now do all this approach. So obviously that goes that way. You flip over to there. So we're creating minimal crossovers as we can. What are we missing on that one? Oh, it's this one here. And that's kind of what throws us off with this style of road. Oh, wait, hang on. I've put the ones with turning lanes in. It's not the ones with turning lanes. Whoopsie. It's not the one with turning lanes, Seniac, which has now put traffic lights on. I bet it's also got rid of my road alignments as well, hasn't it? Yeah. So bam, bam. So that's kind of how it all works. It's probably a good idea to stick the traffic lights back on anyway. So, yeah, I thought it would have gone from all of these. So it just allows them to kind of have a dedicated lane to get in and out of this area. So it minimalizes the amount of crossovers, basically. I mean, I could stick traffic lights on around this, but we'll just kind of see how it goes for now and how busy this area does become before I start implementing any more on. So, a lot of these areas will get filled up then. Any of the trains using these train tracks? Oh, there we go. There's a train on its way. Very good. So this area is already becoming somewhat of a benefit to us. Alright, sweet, sweet, sweet. This area is going to get so dominated right now as all these factories do get filled up. But the traffic will die down. It will die down, so don't worry too much. Don't worry too much right now. But it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of it now progresses. Damn! It's going to take us such a long time. But we're making good progress anyway. That's the best thing I can say. So we'll just kind of end it right now and then place down some trees to make this area nice and beautiful. So we've got offices around here, so we should somewhat keep some of the trees around this industrial area. I think it's nice as well to plant some around this. So whether or not they die off because of the industrial, that's up to them. We'll see what happens. Plant down a bunch around here. So we just need more greenery in the area. So they will all die around here. It's inevitable. It is inevitable, but if we can try and keep some, then that would be great. That would be great. Oh, get some on the roundabout just there. So we've got any other little kind of close on and off ramps. I mean, I could do all these, but I'm yet to build on them. That looks so weird, doesn't it? That little bend. It looks weird from that angle. We do need to kind of go around all this area too. And also get rid of the ones on the train tracks. And bring the train track painting around too as well. That's going to be important. But if I just kind of roughly go around the edge with all of this. Bring down that brush size. Oh, too far. It will allow us to just beautify the place a bit more. Because that's what it's all about, right? Gotta make it a place that they would want to love to live. Basically, that's what we're trying to create, isn't it? Whether or not we succeed is a completely different story. So trees allow us to kind of, you know, fill the dead spots, basically, don't they? That's basically what it allows us to do. But there we go. So it's a long-winded process of getting this all connected. There's still a lot more to get done that I want to get done today. That, you know, time is just flying by. But the main point is, we've got this heavily industrialized area over here, which will provide a lot of jobs, which will then give us a boost in commercial and residential demands. By allowing us to kind of build this over here then, we've kind of got industrial surrounding the whole city. So whatever we have within the middle, ooh, a big negative flow right now, whatever commercial or residential that need the jobs or products in the middle, they're never too far away from getting what they exactly need. So that's going to be kind of cool as well. Train line connected over here, which opens up this side of the map right now for cargo and potential passenger line connections. We've got the subway, the metro line down too, so this area is very, very easily accessible. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe connect a couple of more trams. Buses, that's going to be a big must at some point too. But it's nice to see a few people using the new highways anyway. It's going to be a long time before we see a load of people using it. We'll probably have to bulk this whole area up a bit more. But definitely got to keep our eye on these. Definitely. I might turn that into a roundabout, and as you turn off the highway, you've got to do a right turn, then go around the roundabout to come back down. I don't know. It all depends on how jazzy this whole section becomes. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll figure it out. But until next time, guys, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.